know, man. Hey, I got the intro music down this time. That's Wild Podcast, baby. Prime time. You know what it is. I'm Tito P. That's my boy E. Like always, man, we got a very special guest this time. We got my man Jerome. What's going on, man?
What up, though, fellas? Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem, man.
Already, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. For real, though. Appreciate you coming on.
For people out there that don't know, Jerome is my girlfriend Jess's brother. I met him, was it last year?
Yeah, last July.
Yeah, last July, when we were in Austin for a little while, when we did a podcast that made shocked some people at that time, but we won't get into that. But yo, how you been, Jerome? What you been up to?
It's been good. Just happy to see people smiling these days. Feel me? Living in Texas, things, people got their vaccines, everything they need to feel happy. And it's just good to see faces and good to see things progressing back to normal a bit.
Yo, Tito is in Texas too. How far are you from Austin, Tito?
About maybe 2 hours away, man. I'm down south. I'm in Victoria, Texas.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't ventured out much. We haven't even been to San Antonio yet, but it's good. Austin's. We actually went out to this nice place called the Far Out Lounge, which was real cool, groovy Austin, funky spot. This weekend, I love the music out here.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's some talented people in Austin. Variety of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I will hell say, yeah, though, man. Austin, music capital of the world, man. Hey, shout out. Hey, hold up, man. I was born in Austin, bro. Let me let y'all know that right now, man. I was born in Austin.
Hey, you supposed to be breathing your Longhorns, man.
yeah, hell yeah, man. You already know.
Hey, speaking.
Now go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't know if you guys are in the Houston scene or the music scene, but y'all follow that boy Toby. He had that 5-5 song that dropped yesterday. It's real hot.
Toby Keith?
No,
Oh no, man.
No, we talking rap, man. We talking rap.
I know.
Tito, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Hey, man, put us on it, man. Man, put us on it, man. Who's Toby, man? Let everybody know, man.
Hey, Toby Ingwe, hey, rapper out of Houston. Brother played football, I think, at Northern Texas, and then went into rapping. But he got a nice little following going right now, man. Completely different style of rap, kind of storytelling. But he came out with a song on Sunday. He dropped something. It's called 5-5. FYE. I encourage everyone to tune in because it's lit.
Nice, yo.
There you go, man. Already.
Yo, send me that link.
Hey, I will send it to you. It's been on repeat all day, so it's just on my mind. But we talking about Texas
already.
It's
a more of a Texas vibe kind of music.
No, I wouldn't even say that. It's just good rap music. Just something a little different. I thought Tito might know about it. He rapping Texas, so I just thought might be something he knows about.
No, man, hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't never heard of it, man. I'm even gonna sit here and try to front. I ain't never heard of it.
Yo, Tito listens to the Suicide Boys and Riff Raff.
Okay, Riff Raff, huh? That's what you into. That's what's up. That's hilarious. Yeah, boys.
I listen to 3. I listen to all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? I listen to some T Grizzly. I listen to all kinds of shit.
Yeah, T Grizzly, Detroit.
Yo, how about
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That's where I'm from, man. Gotta rep the city.
Yo, me and my boy Terrell went up to Tampa the last night, 2 nights ago, to see Andrew Schultz, and we're driving up there. He's playing a new J. Cole for me, and I mean, J. Cole is nice. I don't know if I'm in, like, that was my music back in the day. Now I'm listening to like the top 20 like pop shit, like the song why you always in the mood? Fuck around like that. Like that's the shit I like now. It's like positive, it's like positive music that puts you in a good mood, and that's what I'm into now.
Yeah, I hear you. I've been on this real chill house kick. Chill
There you go.
house, keep you smiling, keep the vibes up. I feel like everybody on this vibe movement, breaking out of 2020 into 2021. So I kind of feel
Definitely.
you on it's sometimes it's
Dude,
hard to tune into this rap,
Yeah,
dude, for
definitely.
real, man. Hey, man, look, I done tuned out all the bullshit. I just started listening to like trance music just to make my mind fucking start
Exactly.
going off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Same vibe for sure. Some good chill house trance, something to keep you moving.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
but
Something to like just you block everything out, bro, and it let your mind fucking wander. You're not sitting there focused on the same bullshit that everybody else is listening to. It's repetitive bullshit. You fucking free your mind that way, man.
Nah, exactly. Yeah, I'm
definitely,
with you on
definitely.
that.
Hey, yo, Tito, I don't know if you can kick anybody off the internet anymore because you keep freezing up a lot.
Man, my bad, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. That shit sucks, bro.
All right, I'm sorry. I just see your wife's over here texting in the group chat. She's like, he's freezing up. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm watching it. I'm talking to him. All right, yo, let's
Tell
go.
to get the fuck off the internet. That's why the fuck we freezing up.
I was
I'm gonna text
thinking.
her that shit right now.
She trying to watch the stream while I'm trying to fucking stream at the same time, bro.
Yo, kick her off the internet. Boot her off.
Nah, if I do that shit right now, the whole shit will shut down.
And she'll bust in the room and start yelling at you, so that won't work. All right, yo, Jerome, let's dive into some of this stuff. So not only do you currently work for one of the biggest platforms out there, Facebook, which is that's dope that you work for that company, but you also used to work for Google?
Yeah, cut my teeth in tech. Man, I'll be honest with y'all. I never thought I'd be ever even work in a professional world. I thought I'd be playing football, and so just to be able to honestly just failed at making an attempt to get to the NFL, and then I got a call from a guy that saw my resume, or actually he called it the athletic departments, and he talked to my football coach and said, I'm looking for a guy to do this that has these characteristics. And my coach said, call Jerome. Gave him my number, talked his ear off for about an hour, and a headhunting agency called me and got me into recruiting. And I started there doing that. And my next job was at Google on a contract. And that was sort of a resume builder. And then from there, jumped around to a couple companies and landed at Facebook. And I've been here for about 6.5 years. And it's an amazing place. It's my NFL. I feel like I made it to the league just by working here.
Dude, the fact that you work for Facebook now, the fact that you work for Facebook now and you work for Google, like those are two juggernauts. Like that's a right there. Your resume is like locked, ready to go. You can mail whatever you want.
It's all about who you know. It's about who you know. Sometimes I shock myself, to be completely honest. Just happened to work with a couple guys that did really well for themselves and came back to take care of some of the people that they, rubbed elbows with, and I benefited from that. And so just, hey, one piece of advice is don't never ruin any of the relationships with the people you work with, because you never know who can extend a hand to you for the next opportunity.
Yeah, Tito, you hear that? Stop burning bridges with radio stations we used to be cool with.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, like that shit was on, bro. I ain't trying to burn no bridges, man. Hey, for real, man, like, hey, man, like you got into Facebook, through that, like motherfuckers believe in myth shit that you got to be like have a degree in engineering and all kinds of shit, or like you in the Illuminati to get jobs like that, like kinds of crazy ass myths about shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it depends on what area you work in. From my experience, I'll say it felt a little bit more elitist at Google. I was just a contractor at Google. I remember getting in like an elevator, and saying good morning to people because I was just super excited to be able to wear a pair of Jordans and a hoodie to work. And they was looking at me, like looked at me and didn't even say anything to me. And right away I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is the place for me, and I don't know if that's everyone's experience, but I was like, okay, I got a different badge on than you and you can't say good morning. But at Facebook, if you're in engineering, we certainly prefer the engineering degree, but I don't feel that that elitist type attitude at all. I got a finance degree. I'm in recruiting. We have people that, come from all different walks of life. And I think as long as you have the experience and so you to believe in the values that we believe in as a company, I think you have an opportunity to get in just like anybody else. I think I'm living proof.
Hell yeah.
My friends probably like, how the hell he get in the place?
Hell yeah. See, that's dope. Hell yeah.
Yo,
that's badass. Fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Appreciate
so
that.
So what exactly did you do at Google when you got in there?
I've done technical recruiting my whole life. So like I said, I cut my teeth on agency recruiting as a headhunter, essentially. So just connecting with people.
Recruiting?
Technical folks. So started off in telecommunications. I used to recruit for a headhunter agency that was like building all the cell towers throughout the Chicagoland area, throughout the Midwest. And then that kind of experience led me over to doing more infrastructure related things over at Facebook. But at Google, I was sort of recruiting software folks throughout my recruiting career. It's just been finding technical people jobs within tech companies. And so at Facebook, I'm responsible for a small team that hires sort of operations folks at all of our data centers. So the data centers are the places where all the cat videos and cat pictures and stuff that people post are readily available for everyone. So it's a real nice gig.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So with Google, what kind of ended that? What was the point that you were like, all right, I need to go somewhere else? Wait, was it when you got in that elevator and those people were kind of looking at you funny?
No. I mean, to be honest, I joined as a contractor, so I wasn't actually a Google employee.
Okay.
I was a contractor. It was still a resume builder for me in the industry that I'm in. And it was just a year. My year was up. I did. I was doing the role that I was doing. I was looking for software engineers for the California location, and it was what it was. It wasn't like I didn't love it, like what I was doing, the aspect of what I was doing there, but it's still a great company to work. It sort of made me realize that you didn't need to shave and wear a suit and tie to go to work every day. It made me realize that you can actually be your genuine self at work. People around there didn't necessarily like judge you for how you looked unless you were getting work done. And working with folks in the tech industry, engineering, it's a beautiful thing because they feel like applying all their knowledge and their thoughts and everything to the work that they're doing instead of all this kind of like fake stuff that doesn't really matter, right? I mean, even my first experience working, I had to dress up every day for work, matching what shoes and what shirt and what belt and what socks and what tie, and then shaving. I didn't even know how to shave. And so to have to do that for the first 4 years of my career and then go somewhere where I could throw on a hoodie and some jeans and a pair of Jordans and just, I mean, that was cool, right?
Dude, that was something you just touched on something I was going to ask you. I'm trying to get better because Tito always says I always interrupt the guests because as they're talking, like something clicks in. I'm like, I want to touch on shit. So I got my pad. Now I'm like, all right, let me write this down. But you actually touched on it. So when you were at that job and you were like dressing up and stuff to go to this job, now could you have done that same job? Like, I'm thinking about people that dress in suits to go to work every day. Can they do that same job in just khakis, flip-flops? Like, why do we have to dress up?
Between Google, you asked me why I left Google. My contract ran up. But after that, I got a great gig at Morgan Stanley Wealth Management as doing the recruiting, the same thing. But instead, I was going to be hiring financial advisors. So you're looking for high wealth individuals or individuals that know people with high net wealth, to say, hey, let me take your money and invest it. I had to go out and buy $6,000 worth of suits. Well, I didn't have to buy $6,000 worth of suits, but I went and bought suits. God damn! I was walking around in office, mahogany desks. I mean, I had financial advisors with pinstripe suits, looking like the Wolf on Wall Street next to me all day. I wasn't gonna come in there with some cheap suit on, so I spent all this money on suits to sit on the phone all day. It's not even like we were doing video calls.
Doesn't make any sense.
I was shaving and sitting behind a nice mahogany desk with a suit on, sweating my ass off all day. Like, absolutely.
For no reason.
for no reason, just because some executive could come down the hall and see you. I remember I didn't even have to shave unless like a certain person was in the office, and then everyone had to shave, or you didn't have to wear your suit jacket, or you could take your tie off. Like, that is just ridiculous. I mean, we don't. I have not experienced that since I've joined tech companies, you know, and maybe there are some tech, like maybe financial companies and things that you do that, but it's just not a thing where I work now, where I've worked in, you know, recent years.
Yo, Tito said that he hopes the masks never go away because he doesn't have to shave every day. He can just cover that shit up with the mask.
That's funny. I swear I just heard somebody somebody say that a woman say that she didn't want the mask to go away because she was able to not wear makeup or something like that. It's pretty funny.
Yo, honestly, they told us today, somebody told me today at my job, they're like, you ain't even got to wear your mask anymore. You're good. And I told that person, well, I'm going to still wear it because I don't have to give somebody that fake ass smile to customers when I have my mask on. I can just keep working.
That's hilarious.
Hey man, that's funny, bro. Cause like we got the same message today. They were like, "Hey man, you know the mask is not required anymore now. You know, had to change all the signs at work that said, you know, mask required. Now it says mask recommended. So now you ain't got to wear your mask, but you can if you want to." And I was like, "Hey man, I'm wearing my mask. Like I don't have to smile, I don't have to nod, and I just walk past. You know, you don't know if I'm saying good morning or fuck off. You know,
you ain't got to shave either."
Hell nah.
Yeah, it's good to be able to work somewhere. I mean, look, you guys are having fun doing it right now. You don't gotta put on nothing or wear a suit and tie. It's just good to be able to wake up in the morning and apply your thoughts on what you're trying to get done that day and not what you're gonna wear. You know, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I work with accountants, bro. I work for a private oil company, and I work with nothing but accountants right now. And holy shit, man! Like, God, they're in suits and ties like all day, bro. They got meetings and shit. It's like, damn, dude, I couldn't do it. They have fucking fit the bill. Every fucking day they have to come in and represent for the company. It's like, holy shit, man. That's a lot of fucking pressure. Plus, you got to deal with all the fucking money too. Like you said, with the wealth, it's other people's. It's not your money, so you got to take care of shit.
Yeah, I don't need that responsibility on my hands.
Yo, once again, it makes no sense.
No, man. I like to just deliver the pay.
Yo, T, I'm not gonna lie, your picture has been frozen for like 2 minutes now on this goddamn screen. It has not changed yet. At least we can hear you though. That's good.
Damn, that's cool, buddy.
Dude, I'm about to
yeah. Hey man, I don't even know what the hell. My shit, I ain't even gonna lie, dude. My shit seems straight. Everything's straight as fuck.
Even froze for a minute. Hey, at least we can hear you. Last time you got booted off, so this is good.
It's cold-blooded, man.
It's all good. We ain't getting paid for this shit. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yo, we start getting paid, we'll get you a Verizon hotspot. All right, so Jerome, let's get into the Facebook stuff more. Let's get away from those Google. So what's your main job? What do you do? What's your daily life in Facebook?
Yeah, I'm a recruiting manager. So I got a team of 8 people that report into me, and they're actually doing the recruiting. So they're working with internal hiring managers that are, looking to hire more engineers or project managers or program managers, logistics folks that do sort of aspects of operations or keeping our data centers operational. And so my job mainly is just to help them grow, help them remove roadblocks and different things that they're trying to accomplish throughout the day, and sort of do a bit of headcount management and try to steer the business that we work with within Facebook on sort of making the best decisions around growing their teams. Every organization, as they're kind of scaling and getting bigger, trying to make more money, have to implement more technology to make that, happen, especially companies like Facebook, right? And so since I'm working with a group that's responsible for, the operations of those, just kind of ensuring that they know everything they need to know to be successful and growing their teams and kind of continue to reach the goals that they got to achieve from a technical standpoint.
And you moved to Texas because of Facebook, right? Then when you in Cali when you worked for Google?
Nope. So I was actually in Chicago when I worked for Google, and then I moved. Yep, I moved to California back in 2014 and joined Google, and joined Facebook in January 2015. The headquarters was out in Menlo Park, so Silicon Valley, and man, we lived in a shoebox essentially in Redwood City, California.
And how much did that cost a month?
2,800 for 950 square feet.
Wait, what?
950.
Oh, okay. I know you said 50 square feet. I was like, damn. That's
bad.
A storage unit.
A duplex. Yeah, it was bad. That's a lot of money. And then daycare, it's costing us about 1,800 a month too.
Oh,
so we were just looking.
I'd drop my kid off at the fire station if I had to pay $1,800 a month. That's worse than child support.
Hey,
no shit.
It was bad. It was bad. But California has a lot of great things to offer. But for us living in that situation, a two bedroom with two little kids, we just needed some space. And my wife really was looking to get out of California and move somewhere where we can buy a house and we can do things. And luckily, Facebook had an office out in Austin that had a recruiting presence, so they allowed for me to move. So I sort of made my own decision to come out here, and it was cool. I was in that office for about 4 months until the pandemic hit, and that was a true blessing because had we been in California, we would have been in that shoebox for this whole year and a half, in addition to all the fires and all the other bad things that had happened for them out in California during that time. So it was a blessing to kind of get up out of there and be able to buy a house and have some space, man. Really, really blessed.
Yo, Cali took an L during the pandemic.
Yeah, they did. Definitely did.
Florida pretend to like
it was rough, man. It was rough, everybody.
Yeah. Florida, I was just out there. I was in Miami in late February, and I was in Key West 2 weeks ago, and it's like nothing even happened out there. It's like people.
Yo, it's been like this for 6 months too.
Yeah. Same here. Gotta love it, man. As long as people being safe, I'm just happy to see smiles, right? It's good to see people smiling.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Shit getting back to normal now.
Absolutely.
Yo, so on the Facebook thing, I would say like for me and Tito, I don't even know if Tito's on Facebook. For me, I'm on Facebook, but I don't use it as much as I used to. And a lot of people kind of crap on Facebook that it's kind of like, all drama, it's family, friends, drama, bull crap. What's some of the stereotypes that like people say about Facebook, but it's really not true that you can like give us an insight on that doesn't really make sense?
Man, everyone's going to have their own experiences, right? I think the weird thing about Facebook is you can control the community that you have on there, right? And so I think early on, the early adopters of Facebook had to be in universities. So I've been on Facebook since 2004. Mm-hmm. And so my friend base is largely the folks that I went to university with. And then from there, the network started growing and you start being able to invite people in your city. And so you start adding in all your old classmates from high school, middle school, elementary school, and you start building that community. Then the family members start coming on. I certainly could see how our generation thinks it's played, right? And thinks it's like, okay, this isn't really trendy and cool anymore. But Facebook's really about community, right? Our mission is to connect the world. And so a lot of people get lost in exactly what you're talking about. They get lost in like, oh, there's drama or people are using it for bad things. And they don't really think about all the positive things that have come from it. How many veteran wives and families are able to connect with their husbands and wives across seas serving our country? How many, children that came from broken homes at an early age and went into the foster systems were able to find their siblings through Facebook? How many just stories, have happened with people in underrepresented communities or in third world countries that aren't able to have the same type of means that we do in first world countries, are able to connect with other people and make things happen. And there's just so many beautiful stories and examples of like good that the technology has done. Now, all social media, right? It's not just exclusive to Facebook, but I think we definitely get
all social media is growing right now.
Yeah, we get a bad rap, and I think it is what it is. That nothing's
But
perfect.
why do you feel that Facebook gets a bad rap? Like, why does Facebook feel? Why do you feel?
It's been some things throughout time, right? I mean, I think we obviously had the privacy issue. We had some censorship things, right, where people don't agree. We didn't take down Trump fast enough. Twitter did, or just different things like that. And people are gonna feel a certain way based on every decision. And we obviously have leadership that makes decisions for us. And I'm not really here to speak on behalf of Facebook, but at the end of the day, I think I think every good has its bad, and every there's always going to be people that exploit the good things, right? And so I mean, for example, going to Las Vegas, right? In Las Vegas, people have machines in their pocket. They can just walk by you and get your credit card information, right? Those people are taking advantage of all the people with money going to Las Vegas, right? In the same way, you're going to have people that take advantage of the platform where people are being open and they're sharing, and they a platform that heavily relies on advertising to make its money. You're going to be able to get some scammers in there and take advantage of things, right? But I think, man, think about a natural disaster. When a natural disaster happens, when a mass shooting happens, when anything sort of happens, if you go to your Facebook right away, anybody that is on Facebook you're connected to has the ability to tell their loved ones, like, I'm safe. I'm not, back in the day, what were we going to do? Like, send a letter, send a postcard, like what? Instant messenger AOL, jump on there and be like, you all right? Like, I
mean, he said AOL. That's throwback.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yo, real talk. When 9/11 hit, my brother, I was in Florida. My brother was working downtown. He was actually, I think he left one of the trade centers. He's an electrician. He left one of them maybe a week or two before this happened. But when this was going down, I was trying to call him. All circuits were busy. Like, if we would have had great internet back in the day, we'd been able to get on Facebook, reach out.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, it's just communication too, right? A lot of people just look at Facebook as Facebook, and they're like, I hate Facebook, but they all over the gram taking selfies. Like, it's the same thing.
Yo, Jerome, though, let me ask you a question. Like, even me, we all shit on Facebook, but if we look at the numbers compared to all other social medias, they're probably, even though everybody shits on them, they're still using it, and the views and whatever it is still probably high, right?
Yeah. Well, you're making a good point, right? But I think we think about Facebook just here in the United States, right? Meaning, like, right now we're talking about people speaking negatively about Facebook. For the most part, the world, I mean, we got 3 billion plus users that are using the product, right? The majority of those people that love Facebook are outside of the United States. I mean, so, like, if people here don't like it that much, I mean, we want to create the product, I think, in a way that where everyone enjoys it. We obviously appreciate the feedback to do things, but at the end of the day, we can't worry about one specific area or region. We just want to continue to put the product out there and market it in a way that people get the uses they want. Do you want to use it to make payments? Do you want to use it as a service to just like a WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp's also a product under our umbrella. Oculus, virtual reality technology.
Yes.
Also,
I did not know
our umbrella.
I was just about to ask about Oculus, bro. That was my next question. Like, hey, man, Facebook's out there because they got virtual reality Oculus, man. And hey, that shit's intriguing, man. Like, hey, I'm down to spend, the $4 or $5 bills on that badass fucking virtual reality shit, man. That shit's badass.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was about to hop on this thing with my portal. Like, we got the portal. I'm like, oh, I can hop on the Zoom call with the portal. But then I remember some of our production people telling us that the camera lens wasn't good for this type of deal. And so I unplugged it. But we even got the portal. I mean, I have portals in my house. Family could literally just call and see me and my family sitting dinner, and we could just have a conversation. It's like some Demolition Man type thing. Remember that scene where there were all the computer screens to turn around there in the meeting? I mean, come on, right? Like, there's a lot of different things that we're doing, and people can sort of self-select what they enjoy out of it. I think, in my opinion, we're doing more good in the world than we're doing bad. And every company throughout history has made some mistakes. I think we try to learn from those mistakes and keep it moving.
Jerome, and once again, I will. I will
Because
say
the
that
Oculus is a big jump from goddamn Farmville, bro. Like, hell yeah.
yo, imagine having that for Farmville though.
Oh, yeah. And the virtual
Or The
reality,
Sims.
see, that's another thing, right? Virtual reality, people just think games, but they don't even know like virtual reality. There's a whole nother dark market of people that are getting satisfaction out of that. That's not even gaming, right? And so it's like it's not just what we think people are using it for. It's what the best uses of it are for.
Hell yeah. Hell
Dark
yeah.
web and shit.
The dark web.
Yo, but Jerome, for real, I feel like everybody, like not everybody, a lot of percentage of people do crap on Facebook, but I still feel like they still use it though. They shit on it, but they're still on it all the time. Because I guarantee the numbers are the same as everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has some, I guess, some components to it that make it addicting, right? I mean, even if you have your notifications on, ding, ding, ding. If you post something, I'm pretty active on social media. Mostly on Instagram, but I have everything that I post from Instagram go to Facebook, and it's fun, right? It's fun to engage with people. I mean, we used to just go to parties to get the social experience. Now your social media interaction could be a party. You know what I mean? Like specifically throughout the pandemic, right? I mean, everybody's in their home. Yeah. The only way that you can really connect and talk to people is through social media, right?
Yo,
and
Jerome,
I think that's
imagine if this pandemic hit 20 years ago when we didn't have social media, cell phones. Like everybody be losing their freaking mind, stuck at their house.
Yeah. Imagine pandemic hits 94, 95, bro. You know what I mean? 94, 95, man. Oh Lord have mercy.
That'd have been
playing
real
CDs
bad
in your house, nothing else to do.
Man, imagine all those people that wouldn't have been able to go to the Freaknik back then. Damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, oh, man. 495, dude. A lot of people would have got fucked up.
Hey, but you guys, it's funny though, but if we had a pandemic like that back then, would it have really been like it is now? Like, I feel like all the information we get is through the internet. Most people's looking at their phone, jumping from Facebook to Daily Mail to learn about how many more, COVID cases.
We wouldn't even known it was a pandemic. We wouldn't have known all the information.
Hey, people would have been at raves kicking it, like in the other,
Yeah, dude, got all your information for the fucking AM FM radio, and the new fucking song was coming out. You heard that shit on the radio first.
Yeah, man. Even the prime example, the aliens, right? They've been talking about aliens forever, but it just took so long for that information to get out. Now we got the internet, social media, like everyone, like they're here, they're coming for us. Like damn, dude. Like,
yo, you hear the new thing is now a lot of people keep talking about it is that they feel like the aliens live in the ocean, like they're going down in there, they're building. That could be true though.
Hey, some of my homies, we got a group chat. We chat every day, and one of my buddies, he educating us hard on it. He's sharing it all, and so I'm kind of getting it from him. I don't go out and look for it on my own, but I hear there was something on 60 Minutes last night about it. I don't know, man.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Talking about UFOs, he was like, if the government saying they real, man, hey, they real, bro. What you want to do? Like, holy shit.
I've been believing in aliens since X-Files, man. I mean, come on. Like that was about as real as it got to me. So I don't know.
You got to kind of be a fool to believe like everything got made. There ain't other shit that is either more advanced or is just barely rolling. You know what I mean? Like there's other places that ain't got it together yet, and there's other places that got it together and already know what's going on and shit. They're beaming into the future the way they're going.
Yeah, well, I mean. If the galaxy and the universe is truly as big as it is, with all the sci-fi and stuff that we've seen, it'd be kind of weird and naive to just think we're the only ones out here. Specifically, we didn't have dinosaurs, and you didn't had pyramids and all kind of different generations of technology that was developed before technology was developed. I mean, there's got to be something else out there, but if they ain't bothering me, it don't matter. It's all good.
Yo, I'm I'm gonna dive into something that I didn't plan on doing till later on in this podcast, but we're almost there. All right, so I think it was Mother's Day. Me, Jess, and the kids, we went out to this pool place. It's called an RV place, like trailer place, but they have like an Olympic pool. They have a water slide that you would see in a water park or whatever. It's a dope place. They have a bar, everything. We're all chilling, we're drinking, we're having a good time. And I do this all the time. I start looking around at everybody and I think to myself, I'm like, for one, where the hell did we all come from? Two, how is our body actually working? It doesn't make any sense. And three, why doesn't anybody else look at what we're doing and be like, this is weird. Like, what are we doing right now? Do you ever think about that?
Oh man, I love people watching. Oh man, it's just people watching is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, but people watching is one thing, but do you think to yourself, like, why are we alive? Why do we do this stuff? To me, I'm confused. I don't think enough people try to think about, like, everyone's like, this is what we do. It's life. What do you mean? No, this is weird. How are we alive?
I think it's primal instinct, right? I mean, we got alive shit all around us. We're just all part of the food chain, some kind of food chain, right? And I guess the aliens coming for us, I guess. But but no, yeah, I mean, I could, I get deep off every now and then and sink off and just kind of think about how things run parallel. I had a crazy, wicked experience here as of late where I met some random guy from the Bay Area in a furniture store. He lived in my same neighborhood. He ended up being, he was a chef in the Bay Area, a spot we used to frequent. And then we exchanged contact and said, hey, we get the families together. Wasn't able to connect with them. And all of a sudden, when we're in Fort Lauderdale, I'll see him at the airport. And, that's so weird, right? And then I'm like trying to text him to see if that's him, borderline being creepy, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right. And then my wife's laughing at me. And then I'm like, all right, whatever. Still didn't get in touch with this. I knew it was him. And then the other day I'm at the gym, sitting down. I never go to the gym on Fridays, and guess who sits next to me? It's the guy from the airport. And so I'm like, I didn't completely remove the whole idea that this guy from the airport was the same guy from the furniture store in Austin. I'm like, I think this was the guy I used to see at the gym. So I'm like, dude, were you in Fort Lauderdale? Yes, last weekend at the airport? He was like, yeah, how the fuck did you know? He was like, why do you look so familiar? And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I ain't trying to be weird, but like, I definitely saw you at the airport and for sure told my wife you look like a guy who was familiar. He's like, what's your name? I'm like, Jerome. He's like, you're the fucking dude from the furniture store. I'm like, I fucking knew it. I'm like, I knew it, dude. I'm like, this is the universe telling us we're meant to be friends. So to your point, dude, like,
wait, time out. Is it the universe or maybe you guys are in the same simulation?
I guess that's another way of looking at it.
Right? That's what I think about. Like, is this real? Is this all real that's going on? I don't know. I get confused sometimes. I constantly look around.
Nah, man, it ain't all real, bro. Because this ain't even the year 2021 that you're living in, bro. Like, we way past.
Oh wait, here we go.
Like, that's just the shit they telling you.
Here we go. You're about to get new shit right now.
Yo, silly, man. Yo, silly.
Yo, Jerome. This follows right into what we're talking about. You go to like retreat resorts and meditation things. Let me know what I'm really curious is where you were in your life before you started this stuff, like, how bad your head was, whatever it could have been. And when after you started going to the retreats, like, what did it change in your life? I know it's a lot of questions all in one, but give me the whole breakdown of these retreats.
Yeah, man. Y'all trying to get deep on me. No, for real, shit, we all got a story, right? And we all got here and we all were a part of some kind of a process. And for me, I'm born and raised in Europe, moved to Detroit. That was a kind of a shocking experience. I left my sister behind. We had different moms and she stayed there. That was a shocking experience for me. You know what I mean? And then growing up in Detroit, going from being a German brown kid in Germany, so one of few brown kids, to the light-skinned pretty boy looking like with the good hair in an all-black school was
Jason Momoa looking like.
Was a culture shock, right? And so it was like one place I didn't fit, another place I didn't fit. And then you try to find ways to fit, right? And so Man, I did my things to try to assimilate in Detroit. Detroit was rough. I grew up in Southfield, but we were on the border of Detroit, and we were in it. Trouble found me. I tried to find trouble. I was an athlete. I was a jock. That comes with a certain type of bravado, and I was just an angry kid, man. Never met my biological father. Really, was raised by a stand-up guy, but I just had a lot of anger issues, and I never really knew what that meant. Just being a young guy playing football, I thought I was getting it out that way, and I went to Miami of Ohio, and that was sort of my, getting a full scholarship, make my family happy. Parents thought I was going to go to NFL and be a meal ticket, and I fucked that up. You know what I mean? I got into some trouble there and essentially got asked to leave, and that was like my first time disappointing the family, and that's something that's always been with me. That's that baggage that you have, and so you fast forward a little bit, and I've been with my girlfriend.
You want to dive into like what kind of trouble you got into or no?
Sure. I don't mind sharing, man. Everybody's got a story. Man, I was a fighter. You know what I mean? I was angry. I was in a school with 8% diversity. I had a tongue ring. I had a piercing. I had long hair, kind of like I do now. And I was just a wild kind of animal, to be honest. And so, I got into some trouble, and I didn't, wasn't really telling the truth about it. And then that was one thing. And then I ended up getting my jaw broke. I think it was just kind of some karma that came back for me. And I got my jaw broke. It was like after the highlight of my football career out there. I was had a great game, got a chance to get out on the field, did some things, got some recognition after the game. We went out to the bars, drinking, of course, wasn't of age.
What year was this that you were in college and playing and stuff?
This was 2003, 2004. So this is 2004. So yeah, I'm young reckless. We had Ben Roethlisberger playing there my 2003. So we just came off of a huge season. Yeah, man, we were, MAC champs and everything, and everybody was on the rise. Coaches were getting attention, players were getting attention. Big Ben just got drafted 11th. And so we were, we were like all riding that high. It was cool. It was a great place to be. It was kind of a good little thing. But again, right, like I was young and reckless.
Yo, can you get him on this podcast by chance?
Shut the fuck up.
Let me hit him up. Yeah.
Hit him up on Facebook.
Shut the fuck up. Yo, fucking man. Bro. Goddamn.
Hey, I'm working, okay? Forever. I'm always working. I'm sorry.
Hey, you gotta love it though. You gotta love it. But no, I guess let me speed it up, man. I'm over here talking y'all ear off, but no, essentially, man, everybody has baggage, right? And so what happened at Miami is I got my jaw broke out that same evening by some random townie that just saw me and didn't like my style and just knocked me and broke me like Kanye through the wire. And I woke up the next morning not remembering what happened to me, and I just couldn't talk. Blood was everywhere. It looked like a murder scene. I'd never even really been touched like that ever.
Yeah.
I was doing the jaw breaking, to be quite honest. And so that for me, that was karma. I didn't know how to deal with that. I didn't know how to deal with, one, the disappointment in myself of that happening to me. And I didn't know how to deal with the fact of like, how am I going to tell my parents this? How am I going to tell my team this? I'm going to get people in trouble. My teammates scraped the dude that, broke my jaw. So I lied. And that was like one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned. I went into the coach's office. This man has a responsibility of 120, 30 different kids. He needed me to tell him the truth so he could do the best for him and the university. And I lied. And I said, Coach, I fell out of bed. Bunk bed. What kind of dumb shit is that? Said I fell out of bed. They knew right away I was lying. They gave me another chance.
Did you at least say you were having sex when you fell out the bed, or you just fell out of bed when you were sleeping?
Man, I just said I fell off the top bunk and broke my jaw on like something that was under the bed.
Come on.
I mean, I was young and stupid, right? Now thinking back at it, it was a valuable lesson. It was even in the paper. Like, Miami of Ohio football player falls out of bed, breaks his jaw. I told my parents this. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yo, Jerome, please. Please tell me you got that paper.
I have a screenshot of it. I can shoot it over to you. You can find it on the net for sure.
Yeah.
But so that was a big thing, right? And so the coaches eventually people talk. Eventually, whether my teammates or someone saw it actually happen, they end up telling the coaches. They called me again. They said, "Come here, talk to us. We heard that you actually got into a fight." And I was trying not to get my teammates in trouble. I was kind of living by the G code. I wasn't a snitch. Again, I knew my teammates had scraped the dude really, really bad. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I didn't want them to get in trouble. I was loyal. I stick with my lie. And they were like, all right, cool. Nobody got in trouble. But then, fast forward a couple weeks out of my draw, I'm back playing football. Trouble finds me again. Got into a huge fight, and next thing you know, the coaches were like, aha, you again. So they pieced it all together. They said, hey, this isn't a good fit for you. We need you to sign your scholarship away. If you don't sign your scholarship away, you'll probably never play ball. We'll make sure you never play ball again. I was a 19-year-old kid. I didn't get a chance to call my parents or nothing. I looked the coach in the eye. I'm like, man, one of my teammates almost just died. I didn't have my job broke. I've been fighting all the time. I'm like, screw this place. And I signed away my scholarship and then went down the steps and cried like a little bitch in the car. And obviously had to call my parents and kind of tell them. So, long story short, what I'm saying is I had baggage. And so I got to a point in my life where I was about to, get engaged, or I had just gotten engaged. I was getting ready to start a family. My wife, DeVille, my fiance at the time, my fiance had got pregnant. And I'm like, holy smokes, I wasn't ready to have kids yet. I just started a job at Facebook. I had just gotten to my NFL. We moved to California. And I just had this stress, man. It's like everything came up, all my dark secrets, everything that was started, I was keeping down all them years with the reality of me being a father, me being something that the person that had me never really took care of me. It just brought up a lot of things. And so I learned from one of our executives at Facebook about Vipassana, and it's a form of silent meditation where you observe your body through breathing. And he told this whole story in front of everyone about how his wife had been doing it. He was doing it right before a kid, and the experience that he described of going somewhere for 10 days, not being able to write, read, talk to people, really look or engage with people, do any type of physical activity, but all you do is for 11 hours a day for 10 days straight is meditate. And you learn and you work through all those deep-rooted issues and you figure them out, through meditation. And I said, you know what, I need something profound like this for me to be able to show up as the father that I need to show up as, for me to be able to be the husband, and the son, and just a good contributor to the world, man. I need to do something like this. So I did it. And man, it was life altering. I tell you, like going somewhere in the woods for 10 days.
Like, how was it? Like when you came back, how'd you feel different?
In tune. Like you don't understand when you turn off. Our mind is so powerful. The brain is a powerful thing. So you can literally observe everything going on at the same time, right? But like when you're in a room or you're around 80 people that are all not talking or not looking, you're not engaging with them, and all you have to do is you're listening to your thoughts. All that stuff that you've been pressing down by watching TV or looking at your Facebook and everything else, it starts coming up. So day one, day two, I'm focused on like, why do my legs hurt? My knees hurt so bad from meditating 11 hours a day. By day three, I'm starting to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. By day four, I'm starting to like really feel everything. So that feeling when you walk in and you got dry skin and you got that itch on your leg, and you like smack your leg thinking it's a mosquito, in this form of meditation, that's a sakara. That's essentially like all the negative energy just leaving your body, and you're not supposed to react to it. So any type of feeling, an itch in your head, any type of sensation, they call it, that you get while you're meditating, you're supposed to observe it, ignore it, and just continue going. And so that's how you feel. Once you're done with it, you're walking. Dude, I remember looking at the people talk about getting high and like the greens looking green and the blues looking blue. I mean, dude, when you experience something like that, you shut down everything else, and all you're focusing on is the life, your breath. You feel everything. I could feel the wind blowing through my hair, like through the hair on my arms. I could smell the flowers. I could see the bugs crawling on bushes because I was just paying attention to things that I never paid attention to because I was talking to people or looking at my phone or reading things or working. So it's a powerful thing. I mean, that's what you talk about these, the monks, right? That's what they do. I mean, they're meditating, right? And they're finding, so, I mean, that's what it is, man. And I've gone twice. I've gone to 2 10-day meditation retreats. The first time I did it, I got the high from it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be a better human, blah, blah, blah. But after 4 months, it all kind of wore off. And so then I had my first baby. I kind of went through that whole experience. And then I could feel that pressure building up on me again. And I told my wife, I need to go do this again. But the next time I'm actually going to continue meditating. And the practice is to meditate for an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. and it's just a beautiful thing. I don't do an hour in the mornings, an hour in the evenings, but I do it an hour in the mornings. And so for me, it just kind of allows my brain to just shut down, for me to breathe and observe my body, to get all that negative energy out, and then approach the day and tackle it as much as I need to tackle it for. And it's a beautiful thing, man. Anybody that's dealing with anything in life, I would encourage you to look at Dharma.org and looking at Vipassana meditation. It's an extreme form of meditation, but it can help you work out a lot of life's problems.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Like you find this kind of balance when you meditate, bro. Like, I don't know. It's like you become one with yourself, and like all the other bullshit that you thought meant something, like kind of disappears and disintegrates because you start realizing like other shit. You know what I mean? And I started watching this bullshit. What is his name? Sad Guru, something like that. And the shit the dude was saying, bro, like it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like he'd be like, if you're having, this shitty fucking day, shut everything down, bro. Calm yourself down. Take a couple of breaths. Close your goddamn eyes. Enjoy what's in front of you right now. Because right now, if you shut your eyes and open that, it's not the same shit. Like time passes. Enjoy the time that you got, man. You gotta fucking realize that shit, man.
Nothing lasts forever. Things are constantly changing. You know what I mean? I think as humans, they tell you all these stories when you're going through the street, like people that are in mourning, people die and then they pray to the gods to bring their kids back or whatever else. It's like, it ain't happening. Nothing lasts forever. Things are constantly changing. They say human beings change every 7 years, right? Yeah. So it's just becoming okay with the change and just saying, you know what, this will pass. This will pass. And it's a hard thing to do, but it's just kind of a good reminder in day to day. You get upset with your partner, you get upset at work, take a couple deep breaths and just realize, in a couple of days, I'll never even think about this again. So why get so upset about it?
Hell yeah. There's some people too, they don't have the mental capacity to even phantom, to even like just sit there and take a couple of breaths. Think about your next step, man. You don't want to go in there, all fucking heated and you say some shit you don't want to fucking, you didn't mean it. You regretting everything. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did this. I was acting on all fucking just feeling and everything, I was spitting venom, you know what I mean? Because you get to that point, when all that shit builds up, you're just fucking spitting venom at everybody, dude. It don't matter, you had a bad day at work, you're coming home, you're spitting venom, dude, and you're shitting people for no reason, man. And once you start meditating and doing that shit, you'll see yourself, oh wait, I'm in a bad mood right now, I need to stop. I don't need to be taking this shit out on you like that. I'm sorry, let me gather myself real quick,
Yeah.
You start, feeling better about yourself, and other people are like, well, what the fuck's wrong? Okay, well, go do what you gotta do, shit. I don't want you bringing that shit to me, and that's what you're doing. You're bringing all that shit, and you're letting it out on others. You're projecting it on somebody that doesn't even deserve it, man, and you're fucking up. Like you said, you're burning bridges with people for no reason because you're feeling some type of way, and you're trying to let it out, and this is your only fucking way to let it out right now. And that's, that's...
And everyone... People let it out different ways. Some people go on runs, do marathons, triathlons. People garden, right? I mean, people weave and, people work. Whatever you do, you got to find an outlet, right? And for me, I had tried all that. I was doing the sports and everything all day. And the meditation is something that kind of grounded me a little bit. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy it found me. I'm a better version of myself than I was back then, 18 years ago. And it's just kind of good to be able to find something. Everybody's got to find something, right? You guys are doing this podcast, and I'm sure there's a release that you get from that, right?
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Hey, let me backtrack a little bit. When you were getting into all that trouble in college, was there any part of you in the back of your head that was like, I'm about to fuck this up? Or were you just wilding out? You didn't care?
Yeah, man, it's just interesting being young and reckless like that, right? Like I thought I was grown back then, and now I realize we're grown, right? Like I wanted to be grown back then. I didn't really have any responsibilities, but I thought I had, the responsibilities. And my mom and I talk about this all the time. And yeah, I got great parents. They allowed they at the time that was like the biggest disappointment, and they were really. But now they're like, if that's the worst you did, you could have been a heroin addict. You could have been doing this. You could have went to jail. You could have been killing people, right? It's just like, if the worst you did is just lie about falling out of it, and then you ended up where you are and you're living a great life, like we're happy that that's all it was, right? So I think back then, I was just being young. I was being rebellious. Like I said, I was angry, right? Everybody has their journey.
But did you never think about it in your head? Did you never say to yourself, like, I'm about to fuck this up? I could, or did that never like...
No, it never really occurred to me, but you know what? Like, I think over time, my apologies about that. Over time, I I start paying attention to different patterns. And I saw that anytime, because we all have those, sometimes they say like 3 good things happen to you or all bad things come in threes or whatever.
Yeah,
And I just started paying attention to the patterns. And like every time I did something really reckless, I would have a thought, a couple weeks or months beforehand, like, man, I'm going down this bad path. And I wouldn't listen to myself. And then all of a sudden I'd be sitting in jail or I'd be sitting, and I'd be like, damn, like I just thought about this and so I started listening to those signs, and I kind of start thinking about like, what am I doing? What are my behaviors? Am I surrounding myself with negative people? Am I exhibiting reckless behavior? And then I was able to like tread back and just say, you know what, I need to sit my ass at home for a little while, because I think if I continue to go out, I might mess my life up again. And I even have that feeling now. I'll be honest, man, a lot of people out here, they feel too prideful to go to a therapist and get some help, man. Like I promote self-help. Like I got great benefits. I've tapped into some Lear benefits and talked to some people, not because I felt like, I was suicidal or anything like that. It's more so it's a benefit. Why would I not speak to a professional that can help me work through things? My sister, she's a professional like that, bless her soul. And there's plenty of other people out there. And I think that's what it is. My mom tried to give me therapy back in the day. Like, hey, I know you got some things that you need to work out. And I'm like, nah. I wish I would have done that back then.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would have taken that therapy when I was 16, because maybe I wouldn't have made that decision. So to answer your question is like, no, hell no, I wasn't thinking about messing it up. I wish I had an angel on my shoulder being like, if you do this, you're going to disappoint your family and probably not go to the NFL. I'd be like,
See,
real talk right there.
That always goes back to, younger me would whoop older me's ass, bro. You know what I mean? Like, younger me be like, get the man, you a hoe, man, fucking, like, oh man, because younger me was a pissed off little motherfucker, you know what I mean? It's like, shit, I've grown, and it's like, I've gone away from that. And you start, like you said, you start realizing the consistency and the constants in your life, and like certain people and certain shit you get around, and it's like, fuck, I'm constantly fucking up. Why? Well, look at all the shit that I'm getting, and it's like, you start realizing like, okay, 1 + 1 = 2, 3, and now I'm in jail. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, fuck,
exactly, man. Man, historically don't talk to each other, right? And I think that's something that maybe social media and just all this stuff is like helping with a little bit. Man, we go in the cave and we just want to process things on our own. And me and my community of friends and all the brothers that, I've grown up with, I've tried to preach that over the years and just say, hey, we got to talk. When things aren't going well for you, like, let's talk about it. Because if you talk, you've given me an opportunity to help you, and that's what I've tried to do. When I get into those like times where I'm doing crazy things or I'm having crazy thoughts or I'm drinking a lot, because alcohol had a lot to do with all that as well, right? Like I wasn't 21 yet. If I wasn't drinking, I would have never gotten in that trouble.
Every fucking bad mistake I made in my life, alcohol 100% was involved. Every fuck up I had in my life. Every fuck up. I didn't
even know what drugs were back then. Like some weed, but you know what I mean?
I
like,
wish I would have got into some
alcohol.
drugs. Weed would have been way better than alcohol back in the day.
Absolutely. I was stuck calling myself an athlete to not smoke, but then I was drinking 40s and 151 and vanilla Coke, black and
your body.
151, man, you were killing your liver. You're like, hey, liver, you about to die tonight.
That's why you were fucking fighting everybody all the time. 151, you were like on fucking gasoline.
You on that Tech 9 shit, that 151, bro.
Yeah, but that's what it is, man. You live and you learn.
Yes, sir, man. I was just about to say that. You live and you learn, man. And then the next thing, you're fucking old now, and all you got looking back is you see and you fucking regret it. Like, fuck, I shouldn't have fucked up. I shouldn't have did that shit. Now hey, man, I know the fucking way now. I know I can't go back to that because that's fucking terrible. You know what I mean?
Try to teach your kids different.
And it's cool how we feel about things too, right? Like me, I think, sometimes we think we're we got more going on than we do, So I might run into some old teammates, or I might see some people or, interact with folks on social media. I'm real quick to go back and talk about how I fucked things up back in the day. And they like, man, you still stuck on that shit? Like, I've had old football coaches reach out to me and I'm like, man, I just wanted to apologize, for them lies and this and that. And they're like, man, you were just a young kid, man. We see you on social media doing well. We're just happy you're doing well. And it's just like, damn. You know what I mean? And those are the type of things like you hold on to shit, and just through meditation, through, some therapy every now and then, you kind of realize, man, we're all human. You realize how many people just like you have gone through the same things. So why hold on to it? Move on, make every day another day, another opportunity.
A lot of people went through worse too. So
way worse. Way worse.
100%.
Yeah. Blessed,
yeah,
man. Super blessed.
Every day is a new day to start over, man. Like every fucking day, every hour, like you can fucking make this decision. Like, hey, I'm not gonna stop living my life this way. But it's all up to you, You have to have that fucking fortitude to be like, hey, man, I'm gonna stop doing this shit. You have to make a deal with yourself. You have to fucking have that fucking, that confidence in you. Man, I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna fuck. I can't be like, hey man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it right now.
Yo,
hell no, man.
You fucking up for real. You freezing up. I don't know if this is playing on YouTube like that. You fucking up for real though. You freezing like a motherfucker.
But you know what I'm saying, man. You get me.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah. We get you for sure. Yeah, absolutely, man. And the funny thing is too, when you get a chance to break bread with people and kick it like this, you kind of realize all of our lives are very similar. I'm sure both of you guys were young, reckless, doing stupid things. Probably, we probably would have met each other around the same time. We would have been doing stupid stuff together.
Oh,
but here we are, living successful lives, working a 9-to-5, parents, taking care of things, being responsible contributors, paying our taxes, doing everything we need to do. And you kind of just like, damn, you know what I mean? We were the lucky ones that made it out. So what are we going to do with that? And I try to reflect that back on my kids. I try to reflect that back on the youth around here, man. There's too many cats killing each other around here and just doing unnecessary stuff for no reason.
Yeah. And most of the time they're doing it for clout, man. And the clout doesn't even matter, man. It's like, bro, come on. The clout that you're thinking about has no value, dude. It has value to you, but in like reality speaking, bro, there's no value in that clout. You
ain't paying no bills with clout.
Yeah, dude.
Man, hey, and the things that you get recognized for, the things that you have a reputation for. Like I remember going back home to Detroit to kick it, or Southfield where I'm from, to go kick it with my homies, sit in the barbershop, and the younger homies, I hadn't seen in a while. The first thing you want to talk about is how we did this, how we did that, and like it was cool the first couple of years. But by the time I was like starting to work at Google and starting to get, you know what I mean? I'm like, I want to be known for other things, not the fact that like I scraped up some dudes back in high school or I did something super reckless back then. I'm like, man, is this what you guys see me for? I start being embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna stop going home, and I started trying to have conversations with the homies like, man, like, I'm sorry I was doing all that, man. I'm sorry I exposed y'all to that. Like I wish I was a better example to all y'all. And like that's what I'm trying to do now, It's just like I'm happy I made it out. You know what I mean? I'm happy I have the privilege 100%. To sit on this good technology with y'all, man, giving me this platform to just sit back and chat. This is super cool, man. We can't live about what happened in the past, man. We got to live with the opportunity we have in the future.
We got to build the future. That's what we do. Build the future.
Shit, yeah, man. Hey, Jerome, man, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, chopping it up with us, bro. This was fucking awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. Like you said, breaking bread and shit, dude. I feel like we did that on this episode, bro. This is fucking dope.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. It's cool. I tuned into a couple episodes just to kind of see what I was dealing with, man. I knew the energy was live. My sister kind of threw out the idea, like, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, get me up on here. I love to talk. As y'all can see, I done talked about an hour.
Nah, man, it's all love, man. It's all love, dude. That's fucking awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing, your life experiences and stuff, man. Hey, it takes a lot of balls to come out of here, especially on video, bro, and do this type of shit. You know what I mean?
Man, you gotta be comfortable in your own skin, man. You gotta have some humility.
Hell yeah.
Try to lead with that, man.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the platform, fellas.
Already, man.
No doubt, man. Yo, have a good night, bro.
You too, man. Y'all take care.
Already, man. Peace. Oh, man, that was dope, man. Hell yeah. Another episode in the books, baby. You already know what it is, man. Yo, man, I feel like a lot of shit got released, bro. I feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That was a good episode. We're vibing.
Hell yeah, man. It was awesome, man. Hey, you already know what to do, man. Subs, I appreciate it. Tune in. Don't miss the live stream, baby. You already